Hi, it's Jimmy Jam Oracle, and we're doing a Foodie Beauty tarot card reading today, doing the Celtic Cross. Thank you for joining me. Remember, we thank the spirits for helping us out as well. Welcome them as well. And let's get started. The deck is shuffled, and I am ready to go with my handy dandy guidebook. And let's start. I hope everyone had a happy holiday. And what's going on with Chantal right now? Last I heard, one of her videos got deleted. And then in her live, she was upset that people kept asking her about her doctor's appointment that she keeps talking about but not talking about. But anyway, let's get started. So this is Chantal's card. It's her in her current situation. We have overindulgence, heavy partying, isolation, independence, alone time, three's a crowd, and gossip. So this is literally what I was just talking about. The gossip. So when she doesn't talk about something, but she mentions it, like the doctor's appointment, but she doesn't want to give any details. So then all you have left, like, people speculate, they gossip. And even like the overindulgence, the heavy partying, the isolation and independence. Like, I know Salah has been in more videos here recently, but she could be experiencing like an emotional isolation, like she feels alone, even if she might not be physically alone. Or it could be like a physical, like he's not there all the time. And to soothe that part of herself, she could be overindulging in food, definitely. But that's her current state right now. And let's check out her obstacles. We have the Four of Pentacles. It's upright. It says saving money, security, conservation, scarcity, control, and frugality. Okay, so it seems like her own need for control over the finances, the saving, the being frugal, that's an obstacle for her. And would be an obstacle for her if she uses food as, like, you know, to soothe herself, or, you know, if, you know, for her BD or whatever, her, you know, her ED. Yeah, so that would be an obstacle for her, that frugality, because she would want to spend for that overindulgence. So she's seeing as the frugality of her situation, this, you know, penny pinching nature that she finds herself in now, is a big obstacle for her. All right, so what is she thinking about now? Sits on top of her head. We see the Five of Cups. We see regret, failure, disappointment, pessimism, loss, and grief. Okay, so it would seem to apply, because of her penny pinching ways, that she's regretting her current situation right now, or even she might even feel like that grief of, like, because she has to save money, that she can't spend it on like the food that she wants. So like that's causing her grief. That's sorry, I'm laughing, but it's causing like this disappointment, this loss. So she's very sad right now, is what the spirits are saying, which I'm not super surprised. We've gotten readings for that for her before. All right, so we have the next card, Past Foundations. Oh, we have the Emperor. He is upright. It says respect, leadership, stability, structure, rules, and power, authority, father figure, protection, control, discipline, focus, and practicality. These are all the things that Chantal is not. But it can describe someone from her past. Somebody with stability, structure, rules, and power. I wonder if it could be BB. Not so much like the rules and power, but like the respect, the leadership, the stability. Because I think he was one of Chantal's like best, like, stable partners. Because, you know, he was working and he would, you know, clean the house, and I think he was teaching her how to cook at one point. Or he was like showing her like foods from like where he's from. I don't know. For some reason, that's who I'm feeling, but it could go back further than that. Especially when it's talking about rules and power and control and discipline. It's something that very well can come from her childhood. Um, Maybe her stepfather, because it does say father figure. I don't think her own father had much to do with her in her life. So definitely somebody from the past. But somehow this card is supposed to be influencing the current situation. So just maybe it is like relationship related. I'm not sure. But let's flip the next card because it's another past foundation, but it's supposed to be a little bit more recent. Who do we have? Oh, this lovely lady. She is the Nine of Pentacles. Fruits of labor, rewards, luxury, self-sufficiency, financial independence. Okay, so definitely probably the peak of her YouTube career. I do see how this is currently influencing what's going on here. So pretty much she got used to luxury, the fruits of her labor just pouring in. She was bragging about making thousands and thousands a month. Even like the part where it talks about self-sufficiency and financial independence. She was definitely making enough coin to do whatever she wanted whenever she wanted to do it. And I think that might be part of the regret that's going on up here. Like she's not making that money anymore. She can't do what she wants with it. Again, the obstacle right here. Like the reason that frugality is an obstacle for her is because she at one point lived a life where she didn't have to be frugal. She, like I said, she could throw her money whenever she wanted. All right, so we move on to future influence. Who we have? We have the Page of Wands. He is upright, says inspiration, ideas, discovery, limitless potential, free spirit, exploration, excitement, and freedom. Okay, I know she's been talking about traveling here recently to Qatar. I think that's where it is. And maybe that's the exploration, the excitement, the freedom. If you guys know any of my readings, like usually with my readings, I get like movement cards, like literal movement. Like the card will say, like going somewhere or traveling. I know a lot of time I contribute that to probably wishful thinking about her like going back to Canada, but like when this card is talking about discovery and exploration and being a free spirit and freedom, I'm thinking about her going traveling, whether it's to home or to another country, to even like the visa hops. Like there's definitely something probably in the near future that she's going to be moving once again. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. We have the seventh card. Okay, so this card is for the questioner. It's about the questioner. This gives us more insight. It is the Four of Wands. It is reversed. It says personal celebration, inner harmony, conflict with others, definitely, lack of support, breakdown in communication, home conflict, transition, and transience. Okay, so transition. Again, transition is another movement word. So again, like I over and over again, we get like these little. I think I've gotten this card for her before, especially because home conflict speaks to me too. But the conflict with others, like definitely in her last live stream, she was just blocking people left, and right. Which again, like the lack of, because she feels like she has the lack of support. She doesn't. Anytime someone comes up to her own beezers with, just a little bit of criticism, constructive criticism, stuff like, should you really be eating ice cream when you're diabetic? She immediately shuts down. She throws them out of the chat. She just gets angry. And that's like the breakdown of communication and the conflict with others coming up. And it's funny because this card is in Aries, which I believe that's Chantal. I just think it's funny. Okay, so we have outside influence card. So this is what, ooh, the Knight of Cups. He is creativity, romantic, charm, imagination, beauty, knight in shining armor, following the heart, Prince Charming, and proposals. Who the heck is this? Because it's an outside influence. So it's definitely someone who is on the outside of Chantal's situation. Or maybe it could be wishful thinking from like her own people. To like it's definitely it's a thought or feeling that's happening on the outside, or it could be a person. But it seems like, I don't know, maybe they're wanting her to follow her heart, and maybe her heart is in Canada. Or it could even like the creativity part of the card, where it's talking about, well, it could be talking about like people just wanting her to be more creative with her channel. But definitely, I don't know why, but I get the feeling like saving her from her situation. Like someone is going to step in and aid her in some way. That's, her Prince Charming coming in. Just wondering if it's financial or physical, like someone actually going there and getting her out. But that's definitely how someone is feeling right now. So we have Chantal's inner emotions. Again, this could be fear or a secret hope that she has. We have the moon. It is upright is illusion, mystery, dreams, intuition, fear, anxiety, subconscious, and premonitions. Okay, so it seems like subconsciously she is going through a lot of fear and anxiety. Again, it could be because of the Five of Cups up here. The disappointment, the loss, the grief, but it also could be, again, the obstacle card, the saving money, frugality. And maybe that's what's causing her fear and anxiety right now. Like maybe she wants to save the money, but she knows she can't. Or she feels like she can't. All right, so now we approach my favorite card, everyone's favorite card, the outcome card. And let's see what we have. Justice. Ooh, that's a strong one. She's upright, is justice, fairness, truth, clarity, equality, balance, cause and effect, and law. Okay. So is the law gonna get involved? But even like cause and effect. So like pretty much what she puts into the situation is what she's gonna get out of it. How do I explain that? What is exactly is it like? If she causes herself problems, she's gonna get problems from it, or like she overindulges, then her her weight and her health suffers for it. But let's see if we can ask the spirits for a little bit of clarity about this justice. Because it also balance. It's talking about balance. So something balances out. Is it Chantal's? Is it her karma? Like, what is the balance the justice card is talking about, spirits? Can you please let us know? Okay, so what do we have? We have, ooh, the Lovers. They are reversed, though. The Eight of Cups. And the Six of Wands reversed. Okay, so let's read these real quick. All right, so the Lovers reversed is self-love, disharmony, imbalance, misalignment of values, suffering, detachment, obedience, conflict, bad choices, indecision, fear of commitment. Okay, so again, we have conflict. So I think the lovers in this situation. It's not talking about a relationship, or it could. Um, but I'm feeling like it's just trying to describe what she's going through right now. So it's talking about the disharmony, the imbalance, misalignment of the values. You know, again, that can go under, like, I would say overindulgence, the heavy parting part of the other card. We also have suffering, which that could be a part of the Five of Cups right here, the regret, the failure, the loss, the grief. Again, like conflict, bad choices, indecision, fear of commitment. Definitely, I feel like that card is supposed to represent what she's going through right now. And so we move on to the Eight of Cups. Again, we have disappointment, abandonment, withdrawal, escapism, walking away, leaving behind. So again, I have another movement card. More movement for her. So this disharmony, this imbalance, this suffering is leading to, more disappointment, but a withdrawal, an escape. You know, just getting away, walking away, and leaving something behind. Whether it's her relationship or whether it's actual Kuwait, not sure, but like I said, again, we're getting movement. And then here we have the end. It is the Six of Wands. It says egotism, lack of confidence, lack of recognition, unpopular, discredited, private achievement. Okay, so online, people are going to look at this movement as a failure for her. You know, they're like, oh, well, you know, your relationship didn't work, or Kuwait didn't work. You know, something didn't turn out well for Chantal on the surface. But it says private achievement. I think even though it's going to look like things are falling apart for her, when it gets to this stage, when it gets to this movement, it's actually going to be when things start to come together for her. So basically, like I was saying, like right now she's in this suffering, this regret, this loss phase of her life right now. And then we talk about movement. And then this private achievement. So like that private achievement, I think, is going to be her getting over the grief. Or at least like pacifying it, I guess. Or getting better. And that could be, because we talked about imbalance here. We're talking about balance here. So it seems like she finds her balance once again. It even talks about truth in the Justice card. And I'm thinking because, again, we're talking about unpopular, discredited. Like, there could be some truth that comes out to her situation. Like, you know, maybe the marriage isn't real. You know, maybe... Oh, well, I knocked something off. That's okay. You know, maybe the marriage isn't real, or maybe she has been secretly planning to go back to Canada and she's just not letting people know. I don't know. Time will have to tell. But let's see. I got a little extra time. Let's see if the spirits have anything else to say about Chantal's final outcome card. Or anything at all. Anything about Chantal. Anything the spirits think we ought to know. Alright, let's see. The Seven of Wands. The Page of Pentacles. And the Queen of Wands. Lots of wands today. And she is reversed. Alright, so the Seven of Wands is challenge, competition, protection, perseverance, defense, maintaining control. Again, we have another control card. That is something that I often get with Chantal. Because even in her past foundation card, there's control. And there was another card that expressed control. I believe it was... Aha! The Frugality card. This one, the Four of Pentacles. So again, maintaining control, having control. Like, control pops up for her quite a bit. So then we move on to the Page of Pentacles. Reverse is lack of commitment, greediness, laziness, procrastination, learn from failure. So again, it's talking about failure again. Oh, sorry, stretching my legs. Even like the greediness, that could be like the overindulgence. Lack of commitment, I still think like because that's not the only commitment that was mentioned. It was also mentioned in the reversed lovers, the fear of commitment. It just seems like she's no longer committed to the cause anymore, whether it's her marriage or living in the Middle East. Like there's something she's not committing to. Maybe even her diet, but we all know that one. That wouldn't be a secret. The spirits would be trying to tell us. Even like the learn from failure, the failure part really, really gets to me. Because I'm just thinking, yeah, because we have failure again from the Five of Cups. So yeah, she's going to experience some sort of failure. And like, it's not going to look good for her, but it's ultimately going to lead her to something better. So we move on to the Queen of Wands, who is reversed. It says self-respect, self-confident, introverted, selfishness, jealousy, and insecurity. I think it's the self-confident, self-respect. Because like I said, like it seems like this does end up being fairly good for her. Whatever this is, whatever is happening. And some people would agree that she just needs to get back home. No place like home. All right. Well, thank you for joining me today. And we thank the spirits for helping us out. And again, I hope you had a nice holiday weekend. And I hope you have a great day.